Yo ho ho, Bills Mafia, what up? Welcome to yet another very boring day of free agency for the Buffalo Bills. As always, your host Dan Mitchell. It's good to be back live, man. Really, really good to be back live. I took a bit of a sort of an off season, if you will. A lot of different life moves have happened recently, and I felt like I had to come on here and we had to discuss free agency. There's a lot of things that went on with the Jets, Miami. I wish that there was a lot of things going on with the Buffalo Bills. Unfortunately, that just doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, outside of the McGovern signing and then us bringing back a couple of other players, it's been quiet. I'm not going to lie to you. I have been very excited and I've been hopeful since last night's use of the restructure of Von Miller and Josh Allen that Mr. Bean was sitting there and he was ready to make a crazy ass move. I'm talking Derrick Henry, perhaps. I'm talking Dalvin Cook, perhaps. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to get my hopes up. I literally have Twitter pulled up. I'm refreshing this shit for what seems to be, I would say, once every 20, 30 minutes. But really, this entire live stream, what I wanted to do is just hang out with you guys. We'll do a little Q&A, thoughts about free agency. I sort of want to hear exactly what you guys are wanting. And so to come out of this, always a good thing. Okay, not breaking news. The Bills plan to tender restricted free agent Dane Jackson. Jackson was highly productive, 57 tackles, etc. Round tender at $2.7 million. Looks like Tyler Schessel says, "Where's the vape pen?" Right here, brother. In fact, right on a coincidental level, it is matching the shirt today. Completely out of that. My guy Ollie comes in and says, "Dan, have you seen LAB's video breaking the Bills curse?" Back when I was backstage, I tried running a YouTube search, but I couldn't see it. I would actually be very, very interested to see what is going on with that. John comes in and says, "Dan, who are we going to get?" Man, so like I said, I have some players that I would absolutely fall in love with the idea of being a Buffalo Bill, right? I would love Dalvin Cook. I would love Derrick Henry. I think both of their price tags might be a little out of Brandon Beane's behavior, at least historically. But we need a damn running back. We need a running back tremendously. And before anybody even tries to say, "No, man, we need offensive line. We need offensive line. We need offensive line." Say that you even look at teams that rely heavily on an offensive line. I mean, I would say probably best example would be the New York Jets, right? They wasted some pretty high capital when it comes down into the offensive line with Vera Tucker and then also with Becton, etc. And I mean, how far has that gotten them for the most part, right? So with both of them fell down with super crazy injuries. I feel like what we need is a power back, man. We really need a power back that can make the most out of whatever offensive line that is put in their direction, right? Say that you put Derrick Henry right behind an average offensive line, he's still getting 4.7, 5.2 yards per carry. Great example would be the running back out of Texas, Robinson, somebody who I am absolutely fanatical about. I guarantee you that man would still absolutely kill it. He's just one of those generational talents. And once again, I look you in the eye and I say, we are going to draft a running back in the first. Well, as long as his name is Bijan Robinson. That's the only one. If Bijan Robinson falls to us, it's got to happen. Everyone last year called me crazy when I wanted Breece Hall in the first round. What happened there? Right? What happened there? Dude was a stud until he ended up getting hurt. Man, what can our Bills do in free agency, man? So running back, I would love, like I said before. There's a couple of other things that I think would be interesting. I'm also on the page of getting another receiver that really has the ability to create separation. I've seen a couple of Bills here. I'm going to go ahead and just put these on while I'm talking about it. And so I've seen like a lot of Bills podcasters and some personalities talk about the idea of like bringing in somebody that wouldn't be too crazy expensive, but somebody that has proven that they are crazy route runners. Like just give someone else a Josh Allen that has the ability to create separation consistently. And a name that pops out to me would be to trade for Hunter Renfrow. That right there would probably be one of the biggest things that I would love. Besides that, I would love Derrick Henry. I would love Dalvin Cook. Spend the bank. And so, like, make sure that conversion is a signing bonus, and then just spread the money down. Because right now, with where our defense currently stands, like now that Edmonds is gone, I still don't think Poyer is going to be back. At this point, say that we make like sort of any sort of moves in free agency at all, it's got to be offensive heavy. And it's got to be an absolute huge playmaker from the beginning. We have my boy Ollie coming in saying Austin Eckler. Yeah, man. I mean, last year he was actually pretty solid as far as and so not getting hurt, which was definitely good. He's definitely more of a pass catching back, and I mean, I feel like we already have like really, I mean, out of all the running backs on our roster, that's all they are, right? And so you have James Cook, and then until we have Hines, right? So I think what we like truly need is like an absolute beast of a running back that's just going to absolutely run through offensive lines like Swiss cheese. That's what I would like. My guy Amicus, long time no see, man. And so being after dark, we're about to make a big move. 17 million under cap with another 35 million available after a few restructures. Expect a big move late tonight, bro. If that happens, I'm going to come back live, and we are going to discuss the hell out of it. And so you would like Levante David, and so it would be a solid move. And so we have two cooks in the backfield. We just call it the kitchen. We've just been calling it the kitchen. So Amicus says, I bet on the panels all week telling fans it's about to go down. Dude, I mean, you are literally speaking to a man that's been dying to see something exciting. Something exciting, like without, like, you know, extending someone or like restructures. I mean, I want to see something that's just going to get me going. Dan says DeAndre Hopkins. I would love that. I definitely would love that. That would be sort of like a dream off season where, and so we get him, and so we backload the hell out of his contract and just give him a crazy signing bonus. And so rather than salary, that's going to screw us up in the first couple of years. And then we get Bijan Robinson in the first round. Like, just go all in on offense, baby. Second, third, fourth, fifth round, sixth round, etc. Just do defense and do what you got to do. Because, I mean, honestly, and so I've seen a lot of average defenses like win Super Bowls, right? I mean, the perfect example is the Kansas City Chiefs. Something where, yeah. Me personally, I would be fine if the Bills gave up like 21 to 28 points per game, as long as our offense was putting up 38 to 40. I'd be 110% down with that, as long as our offense could, you know, sort of rise up on a consistent basis. And I think and so the issue last year was definitely play calling, but really outside of Diggs, who else had that ability to create consistent separation? No one. Didn't have a run game. Say that we even did. And so Dorsey just said, nah, and forget about it. So we will see. And so I wouldn't want to be a defense looking at Henry and Allen run game. Neither would I. I mean, honestly, we wouldn't even need to grab another wide receiver at that point. That's going to like open up. And so the ability for Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, and then and so with the King like right in the backfield. And so funny story as well, the guard that we ended up grabbing, he's decent. And so my buddy's a diehard Cowboys fan, and he said that there was several times where they actually used him like in like this full house package where he served as the fullback. And like they literally had Zeke, Pollard, and then this dude as the fullback. So I think that would be absolutely insane. say that we were to come out in some sort of package with like Derrick Henry and then James Cook on the other side, and then McGovern as the fullback for like blocking purposes exclusively. I feel like there's a lot of fun things that we could essentially do that. Levante David, he's still about that. Backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew, Miles Sanders. We have wide receiver with Juju, safety, Peppers, linebacker with Bobby Wagner or Levante David. And could the Bills afford to sign some or all of these? Definitely not all of them, man. Definitely not all of them. I think a lot of those positions that you're putting out there is definitely going to be addressed in the draft. For a backup quarterback with the limited amount of spend that we have, don't be surprised if we pick up Stetson Bennett in the 5th round, right? So I think that they're probably going to rely on the draft at that point, since Josh, let's knock on wood here, has been able to stay healthy, or say that he was even banged up a little bit. He still had the ability to go out there. So a quarterback, I think that we are probably going to focus on the draft in that situation. Running back, say that we don't pick somebody up in like free agency. I'm not necessarily huge on Miles Sanders. I would much rather Henry or Dalvin Cook, or we go to the draft for Bijan Robinson, because like we need like that power running back. Yeah, that's me. Wide receiver, I think that we're probably going to go with the draft there as well. I feel like that is a need, but if we pick up like that power running back, like I was saying, I think that it's not quite as important. Safety, draft, linebacker, more than likely a draft. I think that Matt Milano is going to take over as like the leadership role like of that core, so I think it'll be okay. As far as us being able right to afford them, yes, definitely not all of them. 1 or 2, say that Bean were to actually move that. We have, okay. And so the Kaza family said, did you see Mackenzie's tweets? You think we trade for a big receiver? I just got on here. No, I did not, but let's check these out together. Let's see what he had to say. Chrome tab, Twitter. Boom. All right. So as you can see, I'm sitting here regularly trying to refresh my screen. Well, and so there goes that safety. Looks like New England is re-signing Peppers to a 2-year deal. Okay. So we are looking for Isaiah McKenzie. He got. What's he saying? What's my guy saying? The world is waiting, big baller Bean. Oh, wow. Looks like him and McCall Hardman are. Oh, man. All right. Yeah. Well, let's hope he's right. Bro. I'm absolutely. And once again, thank you so much for joining the stream, man. Always a good thing. See, teaches. I think Zach Wilson is available for trade. Maybe I'll upgrade him with Bum Allen. Dude. And so you're talking to the king of the AFC East, man. And so you can't talk shit until you pry the division from his dead cold fingers, like he's had for the past couple of years. I can care less if y'all ended up getting Tom Brady in his damn prime. We own this division until you can prove otherwise, whether you're a Jets fan or a Dolphins fan. And so I see these guys get so excited every single year, like with these big pickups, and it never materializes. It's crazy. Josh, what's up, man? Zach Charbonnet in the draft and grab Hardman if we want. Costs a lot. Yeah, but that really doesn't give me a chubby, bro. That doesn't give me a chubby. Like I want a big move tonight. Big name, someone rest of the league is shivering. It's Hardman, not so much. Neem is coming in and saying, I think if we want to pass a lot, we need a better right tackle. Brown is good in run blocking, but there is something left to be desired in pass blocking. Yeah, there definitely is at this point, man. But I mean, and so I'm just getting so sick of the years and years and years, fans, front offices obsessing over this offensive line unit by itself, where you see a lot of offenses take advantage what their strength is, whether or not that it's like the right side of the line or the left side of the line, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like playmakers in today's league are a hell of a lot more important. I mean, definitely don't have no Swiss cheese offensive line out there, but I'm not necessarily trying to waste money like on the offensive line since we have so little. And I'm not necessarily trying to waste like a first or second round pick like on the offensive line because so many gems are found it like in the later rounds. That's just my cup of tea. We have Jerry coming in and saying we need a true number 2 wide receiver more than a running back. James Cook is getting better and better, and we need to improve our offensive line, which in turn will open up holes for James Cook. He's small, man. He's small. And so I love James Cook. He's not a big guy. He's a pass catching running back. And we don't have, in my opinion, and so the money to go out there and get like a huge tackle or something along those lines, right? Say that we did, then I think that that would be a waste because that's literally all we would be like. That's all we literally would be able to afford at that point. I think we need a power back, man. I really do. And so we're just not financially set enough and to roll the dice on an early draft pick and say that he turns out to be a bust or it takes a couple of years. Big power running backs that are established, like Henry or Dalvin Cook, or that first round running back, right? Who is literally one of like the generational talents. They're comparing him to like Saquon Barkley, like power, like up the gut. He's going to perform in any sort of offensive line situation that you put him in. So that's why I'm still beating the table. Like, that's why I'm still beating the table on just going out and getting that power back. Because how many years in a row have we not addressed the running back situation, but we were so excited because like we ended up getting a few new additions, right? Like last year, like when all of us were pumped about Saffold, right? We're like, oh, dude, like Singletary and James Cook, man, like they're about to kill it this year, man. Like that's all we need. And then it didn't work out. So that's why I'm more on the running back side of things. Chris 716 number 2 says Knox needs to step it up. Looks like look at the stuff Kelsey is doing, get open. I wouldn't even say that it's a lack of him getting open. I would say that it was just the reason that Dorsey just like never really put him into the game plan much. It could be a separation issue, but I'm fully anticipating him to come out and have a season next year. It's not only like me being hopeful, but I feel like it's almost a necessity because not unless that Bean goes out there and he shocks the world and we pick up like Hopkins, right? I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. And so I see Hunter Renfrow like being a hell of a lot more of a possibility. Like I would be super ecstatic about that. Say that we were to get Hunter Renfrow. We just need literally a receiver that can create separation. So Aiden Hayes comes in and says, I would love to see and give Shakir a shot. He definitely has potential. I thought when his number was called, he played very well. And we all know that McDermott hates rookies. So let's just hope that once he gets his opportunity on a consistent basis next year, that he just delivers. And so Amicus comes in and says, fact is, and so this team has been unbalanced with priority on defense, and it didn't work. Hyde, Trey, Milano, Vaughn, Groot, offense, Allen, and Diggs. We let go of Edmonds and Porter to spend money on playmakers. Amicus hit the nail on the head, baby. Hit the nail on the head. Yo, Dan. And so do you think Richie is jumping up and down and doing backflips? Did news just break like 3 seconds ago? Because let's see. Nothing too exciting has just dropped, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Most likely. I mean, since the Jets like literally just ended up signing Lazard, I feel like that's all the proof in the world that you need that Aaron Rodgers is going to be back. Well, and so he's going to be a New York Jet next year. I feel like that they're definitely going to be a challenge to the division. I mean, honestly, I'm more scared of the Jets than I am like right to the Dolphins. Because number one, Great. And so Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs statistically own you. X, maybe a few interceptions here and there, but I'm not worried about their defense. I would be worried, however, with an Aaron Rodgers led and so Jets, especially with that defense that they have. What do you think of Mackenzie's tweets? Maybe it's about us getting another number one receiver. I think that he's just trying to like encourage his GM. He's like, come on, man, let's make a move. We've done the restructures. Let's make it happen. Jalen Burnt Toast Ramsey Robinson will be gone the 15th pick. Do your homework, Dan. When was the last time that a running back was taken before like the 20th? So where are you doing your homework, bro? And so you really think that he's gonna go like and so you really think that he's gonna go like before the 25th? Like I could see him going 2 or 3 picks before us. But no, dude. Come on. You're wild. And so Alpha Rob says it's not about the RB, and so it's about the O-line. Yeah, man, but like what money do we have to invest on an offensive line in order to make our running backs wildly effective next year? Because we need our running backs to be wildly effective next year. We simply don't have the money to go out and like pay the amount of money that it's going to take. And so to grab like 2 ridiculously good offensive linemen, we don't. And in my opinion, I think that it would be absolutely dumb instead of go out there and just roll the dice on an offensive lineman super early in the draft. How do you solve that? And so within our financial, I say, and so issues, double down on that power back because we just don't have the money to invest properly right into our offensive linemen. Not unless you just want to, once again, plug and play a bunch of average guys and see the same result that we have been seeing for years and years and years. It's the power back, man. That's what this team needs. If Allen gets hurt, I would rather have a veteran backup, not a rookie. Yeah, luckily, he's done pretty good about playing through injury. Let's just hope that he gets better. So a solid run game, hey? So a solid run game is also going to alleviate any sort of pressure from him as well, which should be good. Them Georgia boys want to play together again. So I'm talking about the tweet where he said, and so is this the year where teams get 2 number 1 corners? I think it is. Maybe, hopefully. But I wouldn't think, and so I wouldn't think that, and so Bean would be like shooting text to Mackenzie, letting him know what his moves are. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that most of the team is in the dark until it happens. Dan, you think y'all were, Dan, you think that y'all will ever win a Super Bowl? I sincerely hope so. The depressed Packers fan. I sincerely hope so. One before I die. Okay, we got Jordan Smith coming in and says, does the signing of McGovern and the re-signing of Ike Butker mean that there's no offensive line pick in round 1 for Buffalo? I thought O'Cyrus Torrence from Florida could have been a nice addition. I mean, yeah, he definitely would be. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. And so the draft in and of itself is a gamble. We don't know like what this guy's onboarding time is going to be. Is he going to be able to step in immediately and be, say for an example, in elite offensive lineman his first year? Yeah, probably not. So, yeah, I don't know. And so I'm just getting flashbacks to last year, like when I wanted Breece Hall on this team so bad, absolutely so bad. I wanted that guy on this team, and just to watch him go to the Jets and dominate. And that was even when their offensive line started falling like dominoes. He was still dominating. Everyone was like, "Whoa, we'll take a running back in the first, man." Has it gotten better? No. Looks like Poyer is going to be a Finn. I wish him the best. And Ryan, some Dolphins fans said that. Is he? Is Jordan Poyer a Finn? And so the only thing I'm seeing right now is that Adam Thielen is due to visit the Panthers on Wednesday. That's fine. And so I don't want Adam Thielen. I saw that Mullen is re-signed by the Ravens. I'm not seeing anything from that. One sleeper pick I did see is I did see Poyer going to Jacksonville. I think that would be interesting. And so you lost your whole defense. It's fine. That's fine. And so this team has been so heavily invested on our defense ever since McDermott took over. Just go all in on offense. All in. I'm fine with it. And so now that McDermott is calling plays, I have a feeling that we'll be okay. We still have Matt Milano. We still have Elam, who's probably finally going to be used since he's not a rookie anymore. We have Trey White, who's had some more rest time to come back. Von Miller is going to be back in a little bit. Our defensive line is still super solid. So, like one or two pieces, it'll be fine. I feel like everybody has been saying, like, for a while, like, everyone's freaking out that Poyer is leaving. But Poyer and Hyde are, like, neck and neck when it comes into talent, right? And 2 years ago, when Micah Hyde ended up, when Poyer was out for a couple games and Hyde was out there, no noticeable difference. Last year, just Poyer, no Hyde, no noticeable difference. We're not going to get that same elite play. And so when they were both healthy, but in my opinion, say that Micah Hyde is healthy, he's going through the entire situation. We're just going to see a wash at the safety position. We're not going to see much of a difference in performance with Hyde out there. He's a leader. That's why I was thinking, I was just like, I really don't. And so I'm really not upset about that. Right. Washed up safety and an overrated linebacker whose replacement we drafted last year. So all going to plan. And so y'all Bills fans are crazy. You're scared. Normally we would, but y'all made moves in the offseason for the past 3 years that should have made us scared, and then you choked every single year. So we just don't trust you guys. We don't trust you guys to keep it competitive. So no, we're not. So Josh comes in and says that I am correct. We need players and that other teams will have to game plan for. How long? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so we got to draft these key positions in late rounds and hope we have the next late gem. We need an impact player in round 1. 110%. 110%. Right now. And so our window, right in my opinion, it's closing. I do think that as long as we have Josh Allen, we're going to be a playoff team. We're going to be a double-digit win team. We're going to get in the playoffs, etc. But we need a damn player that's going to make the entire league shit their pants. A power back. And Stephon on one side and T-Hop on the other side would be nice. Would definitely be a battle against Miami between Ramsey and everything else. So it's sad that Skylar Thompson almost beat y'all. And so where's the almost win? So column. It's on the box score. In the record. So the Kaza family is coming in and saying, I'm praying we get Hopkins or someone. So if we can get Bijan, I'm taking him if he fell that far. Me too. I literally feel like the Bills would be like that front office should be investigated if Bijan Robinson falls to us and we do not take him. Like, that's like a generational running back right there. Miami's motto, we almost beat the Bills. It almost doesn't count. Moral victories for Dolphins fans. Yo, dude, I can't tell you how many moral victory banners they must have in that stadium. Literally, no one is scared of the Dolphins. No. And so there was a couple of years where I was like, oh, damn, man. Like, they're like making all these damn moves, but then they choke. And y'all still have Tua as your quarterback, bro. And dude, still celebrating week 2 win. It's pretty sad, actually. Sports Talk with Planet Jadarius says that division is going to be something to see every week. Yeah, see, it is. But I mean, wasn't last year, wasn't it supposed to be the AFC West? Like when Russell Wilson went to the Broncos and the Chargers just like went crazy in free agency and in the draft. I still think the Bills run away with it. I'm not going to lie, especially if we can make like one move. My guy Chris says the Jets and the Dolphins have no chance now, and so I see I see a splitting with both of them next year, just because they have gotten better, but I'm definitely not seeing. Yeah, I'm definitely not seeing them win the division. It just comes down to quarterback, right? Even if they do get Rodgers. And so I'm taking Josh Allen right now at his age than Aaron Rodgers at his. I'm just saying. So the Kaza family is excited that McDermott's taking over play calling, as am I. He was very good at Carolina as a defensive coordinator. I loved his play calling style. And a few years ago when he took over that responsibility from Frazier a few games, significant improvement. So I am also thrilled to see that. And so Allen, Rodgers, and Tua right in the same division. And so Tua does not even deserve to be in the same sentence as Allen and Aaron Rodgers. Oh, man. And so times have changed and defense does not win championships. You are 100% correct. So we need a real number 2 and a real good running back. And Bean we trust. Look at this. And so I don't trust the Bills' offensive coordinator at this point. I am willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think it would. And so I don't think that it would have been a smart move to fire a rookie offensive coordinator his first go around. I mean, I'm sure he's an intelligent guy. I'm sure he reviewed the tape from this season. I'm sure that he's pointed out several of his mistakes where he shouldn't be having Allen attempt 5 bombs in a row, 30 yards downfield. I'm hoping for an improvement next year. I really am. But say that we see the same shit like we always do, then yeah, I think that could be brought into the conversation. I really do. As my guy Chris716 says, I'm watching NFL Network, so I will let you guys know if anything pops off. I am seeing it as well off to the right, and I am refreshing Twitter. Nothing too exciting. So the Raiders are signing a fullback. And then, nothing crazy. All right. Let's see what else we got here. What would the Bills have to give up to trade for Derrick Henry or Hopkins? Man, I've heard Man, I've heard this. I've heard Ed Oliver's name, and so I've heard Ed Oliver's name be thrown around a lot. I would probably have to say like Ed Oliver, this year's third, and like maybe next year's third or something like that. I feel like that would be good. And the Jets fan for life, and so Belichick has been too quiet, and so you think the Pats go after Lamar? That's just not in his DNA. I would be so surprised. I would be so surprised if he were to make that move. It's Dolphins state of mind. What's up, Dan? And so, being a diehard Dolphins fan, I love your channel and I appreciate and respect what you do as a content creator. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love. And so, I do like the pickups y'all ended up bringing in. Should make things a lot more interesting. So, to me, and so the only thing holding y'all back is Dorsey. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. But like I said, I'm not gonna sit back and I'm not going to be upset like after 1 year. Like there was definitely a lot to be desired. I missed Dable. I'm not so sure that I think that we would have progressed any further if Dable was the one making the play calls. I think that the defense is really what ultimately ended up screwing us. But we'll see. Let's see. Okay, we have a lot of people just like arguing in the comment section. Just be happy, y'all. Just be happy. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Go out. So maybe, so burnt toast, man. It's a, go start conversations with women. And go get you a girl or something, man. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Okay, what's going on with these tweets right here? Let's see what's going on in the NFL. 49ers free agent Samson Ebukam reached an agreement in 3 years with the Colts. That's another potential landing spot for Lamar as well. Would probably have to be the Colts because everyone's getting paid except for Lamar Jackson. We got Derek coming in asking, do you think the Bills will make any big moves? I hope so, man. I hope so. Like, I want something to be excited about. Fuck those picks. Fuck that salary cap. Give me Hopkins. Give me Derrick Henry. Do what you got to go. I saw that Gilmore went to the Cowboys. That's the one that's it. Yeah, my buddy's a Cowboys fan. And he was actually pretty excited about that. I think that it's actually it's a great pick, like high value, right? He's definitely not the same person that he used to be. But I still think that he's absolutely locked down when it comes in like any sort of like man coverage. Definitely smart. What else is going on here? So you're the one that blocks me, and because I call you out on your lack of knowledge, dude, you a stalker or something, bro? Dude. And so Dude Man made another YouTube account just to come back. He's got to be like 13 or like he has to be 55 with like no career. Okay, we got Alex coming in and saying, what's one small signing or trade you feel would be big or critical for this team? Okay, and so ideally, it doesn't necessarily make financial sense, but I want it anyway, would be Derrick Henry or D-Hop. I would love that. 110%. Like those are two massive impact players. And with what the Dolphins ended up doing over the offseason, same thing from the Jets so far as well. I think that would be good to sort of still make us like more competitive and have an edge against them. Realistic, I would be very excited about Hunter Renfrow. I would be very excited about Hunter Renfrow. Send Ed Oliver to Las Vegas and a fourth for Hunter Renfrow out of the slot. He's one of the best route runners in the game, great at separation, and can do a lot. DF forever. Tough question. When did you know we had no chance of winning that Bengals game? Man. And so you want me to be honest with you? Their first touchdown. Yeah. First time they reached the end zone, bro. And then the next time they took the field and Frazier was just calling that raggedy ass zone. DBs are lining up 7 yards off the line of scrimmage, probably against like the speediest and most physical receivers in the game, a trio of them. I just knew that they weren't into it, bro. I just knew that they weren't into it. Dan versus burnt toast. Let's get ready to rumble. It was too easy. DF Forever said, dude, yeah, I know. It was way too easy. It was way too easy, man. Like, I mean, like, we were just so exhausted from that Dolphins game. Dude, I knew it after. Yeah, I knew it after. And so Justin says, and so I had a bad feeling that the Cincy game was going to go badly for us. So in my opinion, just really has to be aggressive this year. Because we absolutely need playmaker on offense. I'm not worried about defense. This is a copycat league, and it's all about offense. It is. 110%. We have been so lopsided defensively, offensively. Screw it. Screw it. And so I'm getting sick of all these drones. And like, no offense. Okay. And so no offense to other Bills content creators, but it's the people who just like listen to like one of them. And then they're just like a bunch of drones being like, no, we don't want to spend that money on Derrick Henry for an additional 0.4 yards per carry. We need offensive line. Like, that shit hasn't been working. We've been doing that for years and years and years. We continue to invest in our damn defense in the draft specifically. And McDermott just don't use them. And McDermott hates rookies. So 0 impact the first year. What the hell is that doing for us? Right? For once, like, let's take a page out of what the rest of the league is doing and just focus on offense this year. Focus on offense. Dan, how many Super Bowls do we win if we had the Eagles or Cowboys offensive line now? It's a good question. Last year, say that we had like Philly's offensive line, I think that we probably would have expanded a bit, right? I think that we probably would have maybe made it like right to the AFC Championship, but say that our defense was still playing that like whack ass sort of coverage, then we'll see what we're doing. So the Bills should go get Adam Thielen. From what I understand, he's visiting the Panthers, according to Twitter. Cook Henry via trade and Addison on first round, or Hopkins via trade and go get Bijan in the first round, one or the other. I am 110% down with that. I would be fine with D-Hop tonight and then get Bijan in the first round. That would be sick. Mike Gesicki, any interest? I feel like Dorsey's not a big tight end guy. I feel like that there's a lot greater needs for playmakers, and I think Dawson Knox is that guy, right? And so I think that he's that guy. Zay Flowers looks good. Hyatt is super speedy receiver in the draft, but I'm cool with a veteran playmaker. He does. He does. And so DF Forever thinks that he goes top 15. I'm not seeing it, man. I'm not seeing it. Let me see the last time that a running back actually got drafted in the top 15. Running back drafted top 15. I know that Saquon a couple of years ago went pretty fast. Okay, running backs draft history. Last one in the first. Najee Harris in 2021. But he was the 24th pick. Then in 2020, then it was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, last pick. 2019, first round, the 24th. 2018 was Saquon Barkley, and he was the second overall. But it's Fournette was the fourth. 16 was the fourth. I'm not thinking, dude. For some reason, I have a feeling that he's going to fall. I really do. CMC, Zeke, and Barkley all were top. Yep. Yeah, we just ended up seeing that. And so I thought Adams wanted to be a contender. And so if he's going to the Panthers, they are about to pay him an absurd amount of money. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. But also I have a feeling that he played like a huge role in Diggs, like having like the last straw in Minnesota with him. Like I'm sure that he was probably cool with him, but I think that since he started taking over like a lot of targets, he started getting upset. But I don't know. Showstopper, what if we pick up Bobby Wagner? If we pick up Bobby Wagner, I wouldn't be happy about that. I feel like we'd probably overpay him. He's way past his prime at this point. Way past his prime. So DF Forever says, did Chicago overpay to get Edmonds? 1,000%. 110%. And so Chicago has money to spend at this point. And so I really haven't had an opportunity to look at his contract or anything like that, but yeah. I think they did. And so I really think they did. Like, and don't get me wrong. He's a great tackler. And once he was out, we definitely saw what happened, like us not being able to stop the run. But I think that Milano will do just fine without him. So Levante David would be a better pickup. I would rather wait for a linebacker in the draft, to be honest with you. There's quite a few athletic dudes out there, which would be sick. And Chicago is buying everyone. Hey, man. And so they solidified the offensive line. That's what they got to do. And so that's another thing. We have to stop the run. I hope we change schemes. I think that it's going to be slightly different from last year. I think now that McDermott's calling plays, I think that it's going to be good. I mean, and, you know, so with Frazier's zone, man, it was just starting to get picked apart. It was terrible after a while. So the Buffalo Dave operator says Quan Alexander for a year. And so David and Eckler would win offseason for the Bills in my book. Yeah, I like Eckler, man, but I feel like that's so the only running back personality that we currently have right now, right? Like Hines and James Cook are both super like strength wise when it comes into like being pass catching backs. That's why I'm still all about that power running back game. What about Jamal Williams? This would be interesting. It would be interesting, but and so the Lions' offensive line was good though, right? Um, and so their offensive scheme was solid, right? Super centralized around, and so the run. So I'm not sure that he would have like the same success like that he would or did. Yeah. So something to consider. The Bills are greater than the NFL. I love it. I love it. So Amicus says Dorsey is next. And so the dude didn't adjust after week 2, and defenses figured Dorsey out. And if I see another first down followed by 2 passes, I'm going to snap. I feel like we just need to give the guy time, man. I feel like we just need to give the guy time. That's it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Wanted to come live for a little bit. Always good to catch up with Bills Mafia when I have an opportunity. I'm gonna go sit down and watch NFL Network. If something crazy does happen, I will hop back on. If not, I will have a video out tomorrow. More than likely, I'm gonna be streaming a Madden game as well on the AFC East Roundtable channel at 7. I think we're doing an AFC East Roundtable episode tomorrow night. So I hope to see you guys there bright and early because I'm going to have to really humble a couple of people. Just how it works out. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Doses.